The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
Windy City on the Lake has the pump room and the drake. Mayor Daley, Frank Lloyd Wright, Ernie Banks, a joyous sight. George Hallis, Papa Bear, airport's big, called O'Hare. James T. Farrell, Saul Bella, Walter Payton, Sweetness Fellow. The mayor of Rush Street, Harry Carey, Jesse Jackson, William Perry. Michael Jordan walks on air, Royko Ditka, feisty pair. Read the Trib, Comiskey Park, Wrigley Field's no longer dark. Harrigan Ballroom's long since gone, the UFC goes on and on. They drop football in 39, then smash the Atom in Old Lang Syne. Oak Park, Skokie, Cicero, the Illinois Central makes it go. Al Capone and Elliot Ness, Dillinger's death, quite a mess. Chicago's past forgotten now, up in flames like O'Leary's cow. The butcher's left, high tech is here, the land of Lincoln's in high gear. Oak Street Beach and Lakeshore Drive, Wabash Avenue, Wacker Drive. State Street, Dearborn, Lake and Clark, the Art Institute, Grant Park. The Merchandise Mart, Board of Trade, McCormick Center, what a parade. Meigs Field, Shedd Aquarium, Navy Pier, Planetarium. The Bulls, the Bears, the Sox, the Cubs, the Art Museum, great golf clubs. Butler National, Old North Shore, Chicago Golf Club, many more. Like Kemper Lakes, which on this day plays gracious host to the PGA. Second City, don't you bet. This great town ain't finished yet. Chicago. Welcome to Kemper Lakes, a few miles northwest of downtown Chicago, and the site of the PGA Championship, the last major of the year. Despite weather delays during the second and third rounds, the final round is well underway at the present moment. At the end of the third round finish this morning, Mike Reed led by 3 shots over Dave Rummels. The final group of the day is at the first tee of the 406-yard par 4, the dogleg slightly to the right, leading to a triangular-shaped green. And right now, at the first tee, here is Tony Morosco of Weston, Massachusetts, a member of the PGA Board of Directors and today's starter.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final round and the final pairing of the 1989 PGA Championship. On the tee, our leader after 3 rounds from Provo, Utah, Mike Reed. Next to play from Orlando, Florida, Dave Rummels. And from Orlando, Florida, 1986 Farden Trophy winner, Scott Hoke.
And the leaders safely off the first tee. ABC Sports and the Professional Golfers Association of America proudly presents final round coverage of the 1989 PGA Championship. Good afternoon, everybody. Weather has become a big factor in this tournament this week here in the Chicago area. Ernest Hemingway, who grew up just down the road from Kemper Lakes, when he talked about riding, used to say, you tell them the what, where, when, and why, and then what the weather was. And weather has played an important part in many major golf tournaments over the year. You might not know it, but in 1930, when Bobby Jones won his Grand Slam, the U.S. Open was up in Minneapolis area. But there was a tremendous heat wave going over 100 degrees with heavy humidity, and of course they played in shirt and tie in those days. And Bob Jones on the final round wore a red tie, which bled right into his white shirt, and it looked as if he had sustained a minor chest wound. The British Open, of course, is replete with weather stories. We here at ABC Sports remember quite clearly the 1986 affair at Turnberry when Greg Norman won. The rain came sideways and only Ian Woosnam could stand up. But I suppose the most severe weather story at all occurred at the British Open in 1881, played at Prestwick. It was the year of the Great Storm. Over 100 fishing vessels were sunk, 140 people were drowned. There was snow on the peaks of Arran, and the championship was delayed 1 hour. Well, Mark Twain had it right. There's not much lightning and thunder over there in Great Britain, but over here in the Midwest we have it, and Mark Twain said that thunder is noisy and thunder's impressive, but it's lightning that does the job. And we've had several severe cases of people being struck here this week, and it's a very serious affair. We're under a perhaps showers here later on this afternoon, but even television can't control that. Right now, though, there's plenty of sunshine, and we're underway, David, and we have a tournament within a tournament here.
Yes, we do, Jack, and it's really no surprise that Mike Reed is leading this tournament. The weather, the golf course needs a little wind to play the way I'm sure the architects laid it out. It has been very still, only 5 miles an hour projected today. So I think Mike Reed, if he just keeps playing the way he's been playing for the first 3 rounds, he's going to win this tournament unless somebody has a very hot round. The tournament within a tournament that Jack is talking about is the Ryder Cup. This is very important to the American player. It seems that we've lost our dominance in the world of golf, or people think that we have. 6 players have clinched a spot so far on the team that will go this fall over to England to defend or try to get the cup back, rather, from the European side. The next 4 players on the team at this point are Payne Stewart, Ken Green, Mark O'Mara, and Mark McCumber. Now, this is a 12-man team. Raymond Floyd will get to pick either 1 or 2 players depending on who wins this championship today. If it's a player that's not on the team otherwise, he will be automatic and Raymond will get 1 pick. We'll develop this story more as we go along. Players with outside chances like Scott Hoke, Ben Crenshaw, Bruce Litsky, all have a chance to get on this team. But it's something every player in this field wants to get on, Jack.
This was just a few moments ago. Seve Ballesteros at the first hole. 8 under par. A fine round yesterday, 66. And the Spaniard on the move, moving to 9 under. And here's how they stand at the moment. Mike Reed, as he has most of this week, leading 3 shots over Rummels, and now 4 over Ballesteros, and the rest at 9.
Mike Reed just has not made any mistakes this week, Jack. Only 3 bogeys in 54 holes and 16 birdies. Very consistent player.
Radar. 3 pretty good drives, weren't they? Just off. Now Seve at the second hole. And he'll have that left for par. What a touch.
He's just marvelous around the greens, and of course you never can count a man like that out, nor Scott Hoke here, who of course we all know lost in the playoff to Nick Faldo at this year's Masters.
Rather strong.
I think you're going to see a lot of this today. Like that pin is tucked to the right there. Mike Reed doesn't need to take any chances, Jack. He played out more to the fat part. He's not going to miss to the short side over there. The other players like Ballesteros or Dave Rummels, they're going to have to shoot right at some of these flags to put some pressure on Mike.
Fine shot. Dave playing in the last group for the second year in a row in this competition. David, the course.
Very nice golf course. 10 years old. You see par 72, almost 7,200 yards long. And the architects, Ken Killian, Dick Nugent. Bent grass as you expect here. Bluegrass in the collars around the greens. And it's a public course, Jack. You can come play it for $75, and that includes your cart.
Now let's meet our on-course commentators, beginning with Jerry Pate.
Thank you, Jack. I'll be with the pairing of Leonard Thompson, Mike Sullivan, and Payne Stewart. All three of these players are playing extremely well. Leonard coming off a hot win at the Buick Open. Mike Sullivan this year winning the Houston Open for the first time in many years. And, of course, Payne Stewart, he's playing exceptionally well. He's already assured a spot on the Ryder Cup team. I think one of these players might challenge the leader today. Now let's go over to Ed Snead.
Thank you, Jerry. I'm with the pairing of Severiano Ballesteros, Ian Woosnam, and Curtis Strange. What can I say about this threesome? Sevy has won 5 major championships. He's never won the PGA, but he came out this morning and birdied the 17th hole. He's got that look in his eye. Ian Woosnam has never won a major, but he is certainly a contender here. What can I say about Curtis Strange? He's won the last 2 U.S. Opens, and he's my pick today. Now let's go to Judy Rankin.
Thank you, Ed. I'll be out today with Isao Aoki, Craig Stadler, and Chris Perry. Aoki came storming back into contention yesterday with a fine round of 65 and may have a little advantage today because he's the only player amongst the leaders who did not have to finish his round this morning. Craig Stadler has not won an American tournament since 1984. He would love to do that right here at the PGA Championship, and that would also give him the treasured spot on the Ryder Cup team. And Chris Perry has played on the tour now for 4 years. He feels like he's finally paid his dues. He's playing very well. He knows something about competition from his family, and he'd like to make it happen this week. Now let's go to Bob Rosberg.
I'll be with the final pairing of the day, Mike Reed, Scott Hoke, and Dave Rummels. Mike Reed is a proven player, not a big winner, but he's won on tough golf courses. Scott Hoke, coming off a disheartening loss at the Masters, came back and won in Las Vegas, and he is playing great golf and is a great competitor. Dave Rummels, although he hasn't won in 4 years, has been here before. He played in the final group last year at Oak Tree. Now let's go back to Jack Whitaker.
Thank you, Bob. Woosnam. And Mike Reed has been in control. Now, this was a moment ago up at the second green, and this Ian Woosnam for birdie.
Plays the game very simply. Has an economy of moves when he plays. Marvelous swing, very simple looking putting stroke.
Now Scott Hoke.
Scott Hoke hit a beautiful second shot in there, just a little short. He's putting straight up the hill. This is the first day the wind is of any consequence at all. It is blowing out of the southwest, and it's going to make the easy holes 1, 2, and 4. And, well, 5 isn't an easy hole, but it's going to make those 4 holes play a little tougher than they have in the past.
Yes.
Jack, he's one of the players that has a chance to get on the Ryder Cup team with a good finish here. If he should finish solo 5th by himself, he'll pick up enough points. You have to finish in the top 10 in order to get points, and if Scott does it, then he'll be on the team.
Okay.
Looking at a shot of about 150 yards. He's taken out a 7-iron. There's quite a stiff little breeze in his face at the moment. Pin in the back left of the green. Aoki made about a 10-foot par putt at the first hole.
Brilliant 65 in the 3rd round to get him here. Now Rummels at the first hole for birdie.
Never did move. He might be the player that played here the most of all the players, because when he went to the University of Iowa, they used to come here and play some college matches.
Mike Reed by 3 shots from Hoke and Rummels. The hemline of Chicago, Lakeshore Drive, stretching from Jackson Park in the south to the top of Lincoln Park in the north. Route 41 passes all of Chicago's landmarks and offers spectacular views that may ease the tensions of traffic jams. Some of the natives here at Kemper Lakes, these swans that they brought in to try and control the Canadian geese, as we look at Mike Reed for par at the first hole, a tester a moment ago.
Jack, they're all going to be important putts today for Mike, but that save at the first hole, as we go look at the second hole, may have set his whole day up right there. Second hole, not overly long, and you can see it's 391 yards, just a gentle, slight dog leg to the left. A hole that a lot of players have been birdieing this week. We just saw Ian Woosnam do that. A green that is not very deep to play into. You see the bunker there left, the bunker right, bunker long. It's a very long green, which is characteristic of Kemper Lakes. You see there, sort of a pinched in wasp waist. Very long greens here, but not too deep, some of them to play into if they're set at an angle. You can see what's been done on this hole.
There is Stadler. That's where his second shot landed.
Come on,
Moment ago at the third green, Payne Stewart for birdie.
He's putting up that hill. It's left it in good position to take a run at it.
Yeah! Wearing the colors of the Chicago Bears. And he moves to 8 under.
If he took his hat off, he got some kind of haircut. They accused him of being asleep in the barber's chair this week.
Ian Woosnam at the third.
Jack, that's an 8-iron. The hole's playing 164 yards today. On the left side of the pin there.
Back at 2, Aoki. That was for birdie, so he has that for par. Back at 3, Ballesteros.
Seve has taken an 8 also. It's only 150 to carry the water. Safely on. It's downwind, and I think they're hitting it safely by the pin rather than risk the water being short.
Green is not very deep where the pin is today, is it?
Well, there really isn't much room behind the pin, Jack. I think both players have favored the left side. If you go to the right of the pin, the green is very, very shallow and not much room to stop the ball at all.
Curtis.
Just the kind of hole to tempt you to shoot at it, and all of a sudden you bring the back bunker into play because you certainly don't want to leave it short.
It looks tempting there, Dave. It's an easy shot, but if you miss it and put it in the water, it can be disastrous. Curtis also with an 8-iron, barely carried the front there, but he's got a good putt at it.
His putt has a lot less break and less speed there than both Woosnam or Ballesteros.
Scott Hoke at 2.
Scott's 155 yards from the flag. Pin way back today, 30 yards back into the green. They got a perfect angle to come up the green. I like that. I believe he's got a 7-iron out. Little breeze in his face. Not a whole lot, but it is significant. It will affect the golf ball. He's got it way left.
Right at us, right on top of it. Stop. Take the hit. All right, who hit that? Okay.
Greg Norman up at 4. This is for birdie.
Par 5 that's been reached all week by a number of players. He was on in 2, so this just becomes a long par 4 for Mr. Norman.
Now the leader at the second fairway.
He is 145 yards after a perfect drive right down the water line. He's going to try and kind of cut it back into the wind, I would think. He also has a 7-iron.
Put it in the right place, not fooling with the left-hand side of that flag.
Dave Rummels has hit a big drive here right down the middle. He's 130 yards. Dave is the kind of a player that can really get going, and if he ever gets going here with his putting stroke, he could be very, very tough in this tournament.
Roger Twyble spoke with the leader, Mike Reed. Let's listen in on the conversation.
With your type of game, you're not a big hitter, but you hit it straight. They call you radar. Do you know on certain courses at certain times when it's better for you, when your chances are better than at other times?
I base it on how I'm playing at the time, because when I was a rookie on the tour, I decided I had to answer one question as far as my game was concerned, and that is, how long do I have to be? I knew I wasn't long. I'd never been a long hitter, but as I examined the holes out here during my rookie year, there wasn't any hole that I couldn't reach with a good drive, and sometimes it'd take a 3-wood or a 4-wood, but there weren't any holes that were unreachable. And if they're so long that I have to hit a 3-wood to them, everyone else is having a pretty tough time with those holes too, and so when I decided I was long enough, then I just tried to be the best that I could be and make my swing more repetitive. And even though the courses have gotten longer and tougher, there still aren't any holes that I can't reach in regulation, and so I'm still working on trying to fine-tune and zero in. And even though I don't have great length, there are other strengths you can develop to help you be a well-rounded player.
And well-rounded he has been this week. 13 under, leading by 3, as we have Ballesteros going for a birdie of 3.
He must be careful with this putt, Jack. It's downhill and breaks to his right.
See on our picture there just how much it is going to break. Now it starts to pick up a little speed. Well, those are the kind of things you want to try to make it, obviously, but you have to guard against getting too aggressive at this stage. Even though Mike Reed back there, I just putted number 1, very big putt, because he's not made any mistakes this week to speak of. He's not going to beat himself.
Now Scott Hoke.
He has a little pitch from the left back of the green, and the way he looked at it, he really sized it up. It looks like he thinks it's an easy golf shot, because he was lining it up like a putt.
Well, you were right, Bob. Now, that looked awful to me, but I guarantee you that came out as soft as mother's love there.
Ooh. Curtis at 3 for a birdie. Ballesteros has gotten his par to remain at 9 under, 4 off the lead. And Curtis would like to join him.
Jack Curtis has had 2 good birdie putts here in the first 2 holes. He had a very good putt at one that almost went in. He had a very reasonable putt at the second hole and hasn't made either of them, but going straight uphill, he should give this one a good run.
Made one from below the hole here yesterday. Never close.
Now Rummels at the second.
He's got the kind of a putt, Jack, that you really can't charge. It's coming up over a little rise. It's got to break to his left. And it's not the kind that you're going to take a real run at. You got to play it pretty high and just let it drift down to the hole.
It's a very different kind of, not real different, but a little different style of putting. Gets his hands very, very high. I've seen a couple of good putters putt this way. You can see there he gets his left wrist very high, very bowed. As I said yesterday, some guys think he's certainly in the top 5 putters on tour.
Wisdom at 3 for par.
Good solid stroke there. He just putted so pitifully at his Open Championship this year. Never was in contention.
Here is Tom Watson at the 4th hole, and this is for bogey.
Talk about a man that had his putting troubles. Gosh, yesterday he was helpless. Sometimes those bogey putts are easier to make than any others. So.
Back at the second green, Mike Reed.
It didn't do exactly what Rummel's putt did there. Sure, he was looking at that. They were on almost the same line.
Remains at 13 under with a 3-shot lead over Hoke and Rummels. Hold it.
Wow.
How's that for guts, huh?
Well, that's the wind there. Yesterday,
He'd have been well up, wouldn't he?
No, yeah. Because they got across yesterday. Curtis got across on that line yesterday, and you don't think that maybe Curtis can carry it as far as Seve.
Curtis Strange at the par 5, 4th.
He has hit this ball into the left rough, but it doesn't look like it's too bad. It's out where the gallery walks.
Look at the hole there, a par 5, as you see, not overly long, just 508 from the regular tees, but the problem here is you'll see on a lot of the holes at Kemper Lakes, water on the right. You bite off a little of that water, but not too much. Gentle dog leg to the right to a green that you can see the bunkers all over the place there, left and right, and to a green, a beautiful shaped green, big green, and yet small areas where they put the pins, and a hole we've seen a lot of birdies on, some eagles, and of course we just saw Watson make 6 there as we watched Ballesteros just a moment ago. Just bit off too much of that, and I think that's what caused Curtis's bailout to the left. He saw how long that was playing.
Payne Stewart, third shot at the 4th hole.
This 4th hole has been playing extremely short this week, and today the wind is right into the player's face. Payne hit 2 big shots to get just short of the green and has this wedge shot from about 60 feet. Excuse me, 60 yards up to the flagstick. He's taking a sand wedge out. It's going to choke down, try to play the ball back in his stance, and accelerate the club. Well, it bit a little too quick on him, but he played a nice shot. Just checked up too fast.
Now at the 3rd green a moment ago, Stadler. Did it yesterday.
That's the perfect kind of shot to be able to chip in. That you're going uphill a little bit, you can be a little bit aggressive. The one he chipped in at 8 yesterday was not one to be aggressive with.
Nick Faldo at the 6th tee. Par 3.
180 yards. Very long green here. It's pins just 18 feet from the right side, but it's 35 yards from the front of that green back to where the flag is.
Right on line, but
it's okay. Still, that's a makeable putt, actually, because you know he's going to put that in the fringe there, right on line.
Back at the 3rd green a moment ago, Aoki. Curtis Strange, 2nd shot at 4, the par 5.
Jack Curtis has taken a 2-iron, and he's got a good lie. He's just going to lay the ball up down the fairway, short of those bunkers on the left. Good solid shot.
That's what he'll have left. Back at the 3rd green, Chris Perry for birdie.
Get there. Get there.
And that's Chris's dad, Jim Perry, former major league pitcher.
What a pitcher. What a brother combination there. Gaylord.
Gaylord and Jim.
And Chris was a good little league pitcher, but loved to play golf.
Mike Reed still leading the way. Third tee, par 3. Scott Hoke.
Didn't like it. You might say that's safe, but it's not very safe when you see how this green is. That's a very, very difficult putt he has left.
Tough shot in there, Bob. Downwind, and it's a huge green, but the small area of where the flag is. You want to shoot at it, but you know that maybe that's not the smartest thing you ever tried to do.
Exactly right, Dave. That this hole is a lot harder downwind than it is against the wind.
Makes that narrow area over there deeper when it's against the wind.
Mike Reed.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Dave, when you said that putt he made at the first hole was a big one. Because if he misses that, it's a two-stroke swing right off the bat with Hoke, and then you get to thinking.
Yeah, that's, I can tell you.
Did it again, didn't
Just some wonderful golf this week. Talk about him being a short hitter and all that. He is made of steel. I think what happened to him at Augusta this year really helped him, especially this week.
Rummels.
That was an 8-iron that Dave hit.
Oh, great shot.
Like Bob said, he's the kind of guy, if he gets hot, look out. He may not be familiar to a lot of golf fans, but each year he's improved quite a bit in his 4 years on tour. Won more money each year, won over $250,000 last year, and going to do that again this year.
So Mike Reed with a chance at a birdie at 3, leading by 3 from Scott Hoke and Dave Rummels. And Ballesteros in the chase, and all of these fine golfers in the final round of this PGA Championship of 1989. Leonard Thompson for par at the 4th green. Remains at 8 under. Now back at the fairway. I guess he's going to go for it.
Jack, he certainly is. He has 250 yards to the green. I think he can get it there, but the ball is below his feet. So if he does anything, he could lose this ball a little to the right if he's not careful. Well, he did just the opposite. He hit a big hard hook into the gallery.
So that's a second shot here at the par 5, remember, and we'll return with more golf action from the 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The Goodyear Blimp America from Houston, Texas. Pilot Larry Chambers of Spring, Texas. Looking down over Kemper Lakes. Final round of the PGA Championship. Now, a moment ago, at the 4th, Curtis Strange's 3rd shot. Getting better every moment. Back at the 3rd hole, Mike Reed for birdie.
Now you say if he'd hit a little harder, but you can see how much it rolled by the hole. Those are the kind of putts in a major championship you tantalize you a little bit with. You think you should make it, but you can't be as aggressive as you'd like to be.
Now Seve, as you recall, hooking that 2nd shot into that general vicinity there left of the green. And let's see what magic he performs now.
It better be magic. Tough angle coming in.
QED.
I'd like to ask Ed Sneed just how good a shot that was.
Dave, you can't believe how good it was. If it had been anybody but Seve, I would have said it was a very hard shot. But I've watched him play so many of those that it looks like just a routine play.
Rummels to go into second place by himself.
See how fast that is? Oh.
And up at 4, Wisdom for birdie. Norman at the 6th tee.
If he ever learns this year, I think when Greg looks back, and he himself can't tell any reason why on Thursdays and Fridays he can't shoot some good scores, because he's played just so well on the weekends, and really think elevated snake bit to a higher level with the way that he loses tournaments. What a fine player. What a nice man he is.
Right on it. Right on it. Yeah!
Well, we've already had one hole-in-one today. Davis Love made one at 13, but that was almost the second. Now Rummels moments ago for par at 3. Wow, it looked like to be a turnaround the other way there, didn't it?
It sure did, Jack. That just shows you, from 4 feet, one of the best players, best putters in the world, 3 putts.
That's Scott Hoke. Gets it in.
It was a good 2-putt by Scott there.
Andy Bean at the 6th. 6 under.
Way over here. Watch out.
Pin high.
Well, it looked like it was way over there after Greg's shot.
Now Seve for birdie after that magnificent 3rd shot. This would jump him into a tie with Scott Hoke for 2nd place.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's the kind of name that goes up on that board there that gets close that Mike Reed just might have a look at, because that man has won 5 times in major championships.
Earlier, Curtis Strange for birdie at the 4th. Now Chris Perry at the 4th, going for it in 2.
With a 3-wood, Jack, some 230 yards to the front. Well, this ball's on line at the left front of the green.
Just short.
Not nearly as easy a hole as it's been the last 3 days.
They did move the tee back a little there today. Now, here's a man that may be able to reach it. He'll carries the ball a long way generally.
Fairly good breeze blowing in the player's face. Losing this ball just to the right.
In the rough beyond the trap on the right.
But that looks like the side to miss it on with the flag up to the left there. Jack, it's a beautiful looking hole, don't you think? If you can hook the ball a little bit, you don't want to hit these slices off of here.
Scott Hoke.
No.
That one's gone in the water, I believe.
Yeah, you could hear him say it right away, Bob. He knew it.
don't think you'll see this one go too close to the right-hand side. I think that Mike will play out here into the fat of the fairway and play a second shot short of the green and use that great pitching and putting ability that he has. He's gone all week, David, without 3-putting a hole.
Let's take a look at Scott Hoch's swing, David. Maybe we can find out why he went on the wall.
All right, now before we start the backswing here, there's a couple of things. Well, we'll go ahead and start it anyhow. But his feet are a little more narrow than you'd see on a lot of good players. I always wondered about this and wondered about his balance. But he gets it back all right. Now, I think probably his left heel's a little too high there. And as he starts down, by the time he gets his left heel planted again, if you'll watch his left hip, if it spins out of the way too much, and his left heel's off the ground, with that spin out, usually you leave the ball. Well, you can go either way, but that particular time, Scott hit it out immediately. He knew it, out in the water to the right.
Aoki's third shot at the 4th.
Should be a fairly easy pitch for Aoki. The pin is very deep in the green, a lot of green to work with. He can hit almost any kind of shot he chooses.
Andy Bean at 6, par 3.
He's putting it out of that tall stuff there. Wonder how much you practice that shot.
Nice putt.
Back at the 4th hole. Craig Stadler.
I think Perry's going to go first, the way Craig is walking over there, or maybe Perry's asking him.
Chris and Aoki are looking at Chris's ball. I think he was going to have interference of a shot with a sprinkler head, and they're just determining his relief.
If it interferes with stance or swing.
They're trying to determine his nearest point of relief.
As we see there, and we have the Chief Executive Officer of the PGA. They've just called for an official there, but we have one right here on the tower, a good friend of mine, Jim Autry. Jim, what's the solution possibly to this dilemma?
Well, he'll determine his nearest point of relief, and then he may drop the ball within 1 club length of that point.
Stance and swing, which is going to be right here. Actually, wherever your stance is.
Craig's
I think it's within a club from there.
Got stance or swing, probably? Yeah.
Stance.
Are you the official? Observer here. The official is here on the...
Well, of course, Jim, he's entitled to relief. You don't have to stand on a sprinkler head.
No, if he's standing on the sprinkler head, he's entitled to relief. No question about it.
And while we wait for Chris Perry, here's Seve, all heated up at the 5th.
It's a tough hole today, Jack. Players are driving right against the wind, and it's a long one.
Hang on.
It's got to be left the way they were waving.
He is in the left rough, David, and it looks like it's in there pretty deep.
Greg Norman for that at the 6th hole after that marvelous shot for birdie, and it
get to 6 under. Maybe again a little bit too late there, as Stadler's playing before the Chris Perry gets to play, and he left it short there. Got to be mad at himself there. He's pitching right up there with a simple looking shot.
Wisdom at 5.
He's very long. He's driven it down the left-hand side.
Just off the fairway. Tom Watson at the 6th.
And 180-yard par 3.
Oh, we let loose.
Oh, and
That's underneath that
Yeah.
tree there. Things start going bad for him. It seems like he gets a lot of bad breaks.
Curtis at 5.
Fifth hole, tough hole today as the players, we get a look at it here, 442 yards, and remember it's against the wind, and right, both sides are very tough here, and of course the rough, you saw Ballesteros in the rough there, very deep.
And finally now, Chris Perry will play at the 4th hole.
Gonna putt for this eagle, Jack. He's about 4 feet off the green. Putt of at least 90 feet.
Kind of surprised he's putting this from that far away.
It's home plate to first base.
Ball took a very big hop just before it got on the putting surface.
Point is, you don't generally practice 90 footers. You're more likely to chip your practice 90 feet.
All right, Mike Reed, still the star of this show by 3 shots. The last Major League ballpark to install lights, Wrigley Field remains one of the few neighborhood ball yards. This week, it has been a joyous and noisy place as the Cubs moved into first place. Soldiers Field is the current home of the Bears and often the site of Army-Navy games, and last year was host to the Fog Bowl between the Bears and the Eagles. On the south side, between 34th and 35th and Shields and Wells Streets, stands Comiskey Park, home of the White Sox, where shoeless Joe Jackson once played. Aoki for a birdie at the 4th hole.
Just kind of waved at that. That wasn't his usual firm little tap there. Of course, that is very fast going down that hill. You ever tried to putt the way he does, Jack?
No.
That heel? No, I wouldn't do it either unless I had some very good nerves. It's really his own style. Just a little chop.
Payne Stewart, that was a moment ago, a birdie at the 5th hole. And Stewart moves into the group at 9 under. Curtis. All right, while we wait here with Curtis Strange, let's turn you over now to the capable hands of our colleague from across the waters, Mr. Ryder Cup himself, Peter Alice.
Oh, thank you, Jack. Well, I'm delighted to be here on this 71st occasion that this great championship has been played. And you know, there are still some people who think this is the Cinderella of the 4 major championships, and I've always wondered why that was, because most of the greatest names in the world or the history of golf have been engraved on the trophy. So I sometimes think there's a little bit of envy or a touch of jealousy floating in there somewhere, because it's considerably older than certainly the Masters, which is played at Augusta every year. A fine event that is too, but this also is something rather special. And this week, all the people at Britain, where these pictures are going at the moment, will be also anxiously awaiting the results to see who will be coming over next month to compete in the Ryder Cup matches. Well, let's go out and see Curtis Strange at the 5th. Here's his second shot.
That's a 3-iron from just a little over 200 yards. He had it right on line, but a little bit short there.
And another spectacular view from the blimp. This really is an incredible looking course from the high camera. And Ian Wilson, second shot, 9 under par, still very much in the chase.
He's playing a 4-iron, a little bit of a flyer. Very good shot from that distance. That was just about 200 yards with a 4-iron.
Yes, I don't think it'll do Woosnam any harm being paired today with Curtis Strange and Seve Ballesteros. They'll be chasing this man hard. Mike Reed, third shot. They've had an interesting little jabby follow through. Pretty good result. Fourth shot, Scott Hope drove it in the water. And that spins way down the hill. No, it stops, but it looks as if he's going to drop a couple of strokes here. On the fifth, Sao Aoki. Extraordinary swing he has, but a very competent player. Well, if he's over there, that's not the place to be, but it looks to be sitting up okay. Now, Ballesteros had a wayward tee shot. He's got his second shot to here. Now you can see he's coming across the corner of the green, the edge of the bunker. Not an awful lot of room to land and stop the ball. Out comes what looks like the pitching iron or the sand iron.
You have to say the thing in his favor, Peter, is that he is against the wind a little bit, and he's such a good player from 100 yards. He's a good player from everywhere.
David, he did drive the ball into the rough, and he did about as well as he could to get it here. He's got about 80 yards to the hole. He's taking a pitching wedge.
Right at it.
Woo!
Lucky. Just got the spin when he didn't need it. Certainly didn't want it. Fourth and Scott Hope. Fifth shot, but that drive in the water, very costly at this stage. Every stroke now from here on in is desperately important. You'll see the strain begin to take over on their youthful faces. Here's Payne Stewart. He's climbing up the leaderboard, looking very bright and colourful today.
That's a 5-iron from 185. This hole playing into the wind.
Just up against the collar. That's not very lucky as well. Now the fifth hole, 442 yards, par 4, and it looks pretty open from here, doesn't it? No great bunkers waiting to catch the unwary. But remember, this is a what we would call in Britain a municipal course, a public course, open for all to come and play. And interested as I am in golf course architecture, I'm intrigued by the size of the bunkers and the size of the greens. The maintenance here must be enormous, and the interesting green shapes and bunkers which look like giant pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Now Woosnam, this long putt. It's for a birdie, but well, we've seen longer ones hold over the years, I guess. How's that for speed? Is it coming up? Looks pretty good. You got the speed right, but didn't aim off enough.
ABC's Monday Night Football returns this week with a preseason special from Miami. It's the 20th anniversary of Monday Night Football as Mike Singletary and the defending NFC Central champs, the Chicago Bears, meet Dan Marino and the Dolphins. The action begins live tomorrow night at 8 Eastern right here on ABC Sports.
Another great view of the bunkers I was talking about. There's 3 very different sizes and shapes for you right there. And just look how those fingers of green fairway, how different from Troon a couple of weeks ago. Baked dry here. Emerald green. Just look at all that sand. Going to the 4th green. Here he is, our leader, Mike Reid, a chance to go to 14 under. He's 3 ahead of Ballesteros at the moment. Hoke is about to drop a stroke. Seve might be about to drop a stroke, so if Reid could pop this in, that'll be a very nice cushion. And he's had a couple of those so far today. They're just touching the edge of the hole. Test of nerve and skill now over the next couple of hours or so. Curtis Strange at the 5th. Third shot, this is on tape. That's nicely played, beautifully judged. Very interesting 3-ball this, because both Ballesteros and Woosnam will be on the European Ryder Cup side, and of course so will Curtis Strange, so they're getting a chance to have a good look at each other. Not that they haven't seen each other play many times before. Ballesteros now, after hitting his 3rd shot onto the green and spinning back quite a distance, this for a par. To turn, and he's not quite hit it hard enough, has he? No. Was trying, but that's a stroke gone. So Mike Reid still ahead. In fact, he's getting a nice cushion of strokes at this stage. Now, the media centre. If you go back a few years when Bobby Jones played, well, they arrived with a pencil and a notepad and tried to find a phone somewhere to send in copy, and before that, well, they had a runner or a horseback ride to take the news. Now just look at it. Hundreds of men of the press from the 4 corners of the world with all the most sophisticated equipment pounding out their stories, some of them true. We're back with Chris Perry at the 5th.
And some very thick rough on the right side of the fairway. Chris has 210 yards back to the hole, but the lie is tough enough. I think he's got just a 5-iron and going to try to put the ball on the fat part of the middle of the green to the left. Well, he's hit it out low and turning left. Just couldn't get enough club on the ball.
Well, after all that heavy rain yesterday, I guess some of this lush rough is even lusher. Leonard Thompson, first look at him today.
Leonard's having a tough go at it today. He just made triple bogey on the 5th hole after missing the fairway, having a pitch out. This would be for a par to keep him at 5 under for the tournament.
No, suddenly the magic of the last 3 days and the last 3 weeks or so seems to be diminishing a little bit. Craig Stadler's 3rd shot at the 5th.
This shot's on line if he's hit at the right distance. He'll have a chance for the par.
Great shot, Judy, right over the top of the flag. This is the 5th, 442 yards. And there you see those 3 very different shaped bunkers, and the championship leader comfortably in the lead by 4 strokes now, Mike Reid. And he really has been most impressive. He's played very cool and very calmly indeed, playing to his strengths, hitting the fairways, hitting the greens, not 3-putting. And I guess that's what the game's all about, really. I thought for one moment he'd missed a fairway, but no. Payne Stewart at the 6th. This to stay 9 under.
If Payne's going to stay in this championship, he must make this putt. After hitting not that bad of a tee shot, he got a little bad break. The ball rolled up against the collar. He pitched the ball past the hole. He has this putt left. He's been striking the ball well, Peter. He just has missed a putt here or there.
Another one just sneaks by. 16th tee, Arnold Palmer. He's having a super day today, is Arnold. He started out at, he's now, well, he just dropped a stroke at the last hole. He's 5 over, but he started 7 over, so he's 2 over for today, and that's going into heavy rough. And there goes one of the young markers, scampering away to mark Arnold's ball. Oh, what a story to tell his children when he grows up. I was there when Arnold came by. Look at that for a view. Isn't that spectacular? 6 now, and Ian Woosnam. 9 under.
185 yards to the hole, Peter, and he's taking a 4-iron. The wind is left to right and against the player.
Well, that nestled only just 4 feet or so from the edge of the green. To work hard for a par. Curtis Strange teeing up way on the other side. There's a mass of divots there, as you can see. Woosnam in particular takes very deep and long divots. Here's the tee they're going from, and you can see just straight shot. Get quite a bit of traffic noise here from the road, a very busy road that goes alongside the course. And you can see how the green is just angled a little bit to the right. And those huge bunkers which are a few feet away from the green. We had 1 hole in 1 and 51 birdies and 10 double bogeys. Now, Curtis Strange tee shot.
Curtis has a 4-iron also. This should be the perfect distance for him. He's hit a nice high shot.
Right over the top of the flag, just off the green. Now Seve coming up. There's a saying in that I first heard from an old Scottish international, in fact a Walker Cup player, the Walker Cup being played next week, Gordon Koch. He said there were conscious and unconscious degrees of competence, and into the conscious competence there was Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, Gary Player, Lee Trevino, Ben Hogan, of course, and say Hale Irwin. And the unconscious players, those that played with inspirational, Greg Norman, Arnold Palmer, Mark Calcavecchia, I think, comes into that category. Sandy Lyle, Seve, and Sam Snead. They're players that do it with touch and feel, and the others you feel, well, certainly Jack Nicklaus. I never saw Jack lose an event. You know, you need a 4 on the last to win. Jack never took 6. But some of the inspirational ones do.
Seve's taken a 4-iron too and played a nice high cut shot.
Well, he's on the green. Well, we'll return with more golf action from this 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
And we welcome you back to the 71st PGA Championship at Kemper Lakes Golf Club outside of Chicago. Of course, there is one notable absentee here this week, but for a very good reason. The British Open champ and the man that leads the Ryder Cup point standings for the United States, Mark Calcavecchia, is not here this week. But there is a good reason, as I mentioned, because he is at his home right now in Phoenix. There's the British Open trophy, and the reason is because Mark and his wife Cheryl have just had their first child, Brittany Joe, born this last Tuesday. And Mark and Cheryl, thank you very much for being. That's a beautiful little baby, Cheryl, you have there.
Thank you very much.
Mark mentioned to me at the British Open before he won that if he did win, that Brittany or a name like that would be the child's name. Did he have to sell you on that idea, or how did you feel about it?
No, I wasn't gonna name it Brittany because Byron's has their child named Brittany, so I didn't want to use the same thing. But after he won the British Open, it was it. There was no doubt.
Cheryl, Mark was very conscious at the British Open. You were due any day, and he wanted to come home. How did you feel? Did you want him to stay and play? And how did you feel about him staying there this week and missing the PGA Championship?
I don't feel bad about him missing PGA. Not at all. In fact, I had such good feelings about British Open. I said to him, oh, maybe you can go over to the British Open and win. I won't feel bad if you don't go over to the PGA.
Okay. Mark, of course, you're atop the Ryder Cup point standings right now, and looking at this championship with great anticipation. I'm sure you're looking forward to that Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I sure am, Roger. It's something that's I've been thinking about for a long time since we lost in '87, and I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we've got a great team, and we'll be ready.
These are some big events that have happened to you. You win a major, the British Open, your first child. This has been very exciting, hasn't it?
It has. It's been after the British Open, it's just a situation where I go and I win a golf tournament, and then I get to come home and watch my wife give me a little girl, and it's just the greatest stretch of time I've ever had in my life. With great golf and a great little girl, and it's just I'm the happiest guy in the world.
Mark, when will you start picking up a golf club again and getting ready to get back out? What's your schedule like here for the next few weeks?
Well, I'm going to go out to the TPC and play tomorrow morning real early. It's the first time I've touched the club in 3 weeks, and going to play the Fred Meyer Challenge in Portland, Oregon, and then the World Series in Ohio after that.
Okay, Mark and Cheryl, thank you very much, and Brittany, Joe. It's an early time to be on television, just less than a week old, but the best of all of you. Thank you very much. Let's go back to Jack Whitaker.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
okay.
Well, here's Curtis Strange. Long birdie shot here at the 6th. Running well. Looked good when it was 5 or 6 feet away. Beautiful shot from Curtis Strange, just when he needed it. Well, while we were away visiting with the new baby, the Kaukovekias, here on tape, a few of the little highlights. So you've not missed anything. Here's Mike Reed, the championship leader. Remember, his tee shot just finished on the edge of the fairway. Another few yards, and that was an ace. Tricky little shot across the corner left now. There's Woosnam putting for a par. 6th hole. Well holed. Can't afford to miss those. And playing, of course, with Woosnam. Seve Ballesteros had this for a birdie. Just going to move left, yeah. Pretty good, not bad at all. So they're coming up to the 9th hole in this final round of the PGA. Lots more to come. Mike Reed, the championship leader. And who knows, over the next hour or two, will he continue to lead and win this championship? Here's one man trying to catch him, Seve Ballesteros. 7th hole.
Pulling downwind, Peter. 2 good shots. I believe Seve could reach this green.
It looked to be a pretty good, solid blow. Scott Hoke at the 5th, 3rd shot. Well played indeed. Well, we've seen 5 or 6 of those little chip-ins from the edge of the green, and he needed that one. Payne Stewart, 3rd shot, 7th hole.
That's a sand wedge from 96 yards.
And a good one. Well, there's a lot of people chasing this man, but he's keeping very cool and calm at the moment, Mike Reed.
Left himself a very difficult little putt here. About 7 or 8 feet coming down the hill, straight down the hill. Should go from left to right.
Awkward little chip he had across the collar there, didn't he?
Yes, Peter, I think he would have putted it if it had not been for the collar. He was on the very short fringe.
Slowly back, tap it, and no. And still a little testy putt left. Always fascinates me the different styles there are in putting. If you compare this man, Mike Reed, or Rummels with his very high left wrist position, and then Aoki with the toe of the putter miles in the air. So many ways of getting that ball in the hole. The wrists nicely together, a very slow backswing. Fine view there, slowly back, just tapped in. All looks very simple. Now there's the 17th hole, and Arnold Palmer. 1 under for today, 6 over for the championship. Come on, Arnold, let's have a 2 and a 3 to finish with. The old head nods, and it flies towards the target, and it just tiptoes over, and it's going to just go up onto the edge. Arnold. Jim Gallagher, he's 8 under par and going very nicely. Second shot at the 8th. And safely on. You see how quickly those balls are stopping. So we had tremendous rain here yesterday, but the course has drained very well indeed. Craig Stadler at 6 for a birdie.
He got a big boost, Peter, at the last green when he made that par putt. He seemed genuinely overjoyed. Hit a great 4-iron in here in this opportunity, just about 10 feet.
About 7 or 8 feet coming down the hill, straight down the hill. Should go from left to right.
Awkward little chip he had across the collar there, didn't he?
Yes, Peter, I think he would have putted it if it had not been for the collar. He was on the very short fringe.
Slowly back, tap it, and no. And still a little testy putt left. Always fascinates me the different styles there are in putting. If you compare this man, Mike Reed, or Rummels with his very high left wrist position, and then Aoki with the toe of the putter miles in the air. So many ways of getting that ball in the hole. The wrists nicely together, a very slow backswing. Fine view there, slowly back, just tapped in. All looks very simple. Now there's the 17th hole, and Arnold Palmer. 1 under for today, 6 over for the championship. Come on, Arnold, let's have a 2 and a 3 to finish with. The old head nods, and it flies towards the target, and it just tiptoes over, and it's going to just go up onto the edge. Arnold. Jim Gallagher, he's 8 under par and going very nicely. Second shot at the 8th. And safely on. You see how quickly those balls are stopping. So we had tremendous rain here yesterday, but the course has drained very well indeed. Craig Stadler at 6 for a birdie.
He got a big boost, Peter, at the last green when he made that par putt. He seemed genuinely overjoyed. Hit a great 4-iron in here in this opportunity, just about 10 feet.
Next Saturday on ABC Sports, you'll see one of the most prestigious tournaments in golf. It's the Walker Cup. America's best amateur golfers meet the finest from England and Ireland in special group play and head-to-head competition. So join us for the Walker Cup Saturday at 3:30 Eastern and Pacific, 2:30 Central here on ABC Sports. So this is the year for golf between the nations. Of course, the Ryder Cup also this year.
There's a fine view of the 7th hole. You drift down, it's got its own private little beach facility. Isn't that very attractively done? Payne Stewart for a birdie. Has to go 9 under. Always left. Mike Reed now just 2 ahead. Scott Hope fighting back. That was a chip in. Stadler tapping in. Hopefully tapping in for his par at the 6. Yes. 9 under. So the gap closing on the leader. He's still 2 strokes ahead. Still much work to be done. Mike Sullivan playing with Leonard Thompson and Payne Stewart. This is for a par at the 7th. And now, so he's going to drop 1 and go to 6 under par.
These missed putts are typical of the nerves starting to fray a little bit in a major championship on Sunday afternoon.
Fifth green now. Jim Gallagher, the 8th for a birdie. Looks to be left, yeah, staying left. Rummels on the 6th, and shouts of 4 could be in the water or in the rocks or unplayable or in the hazard. That's looks as if it's stuck in the rocks. Oh, Jerry Pate was saying the nerve end's getting a bit raw, and I think it's showing now, particularly on the players who have not already gone through the mill and have won a major event. How about Asteris?
Peter,
Going
he
for
has,
the 7th, eh?
he
Can
has
do it?
255 to the front of the green. I think he can get there easily. He's got a little wind behind him. He's taking a 3-wood.
To be aiming it right and drawing it, Ed. Is that what he's done?
Well, he has hooked it. It's right toward the opening.
It's not bad, is it?
No, I would say that worked out pretty well, Peter.
That's not too bad. He just aimed that and shaped it round the corner, and that's a tremendous shot. Inspirational stuff, not cold-blooded. That was really a terrific blow. Just sail down the fairway and have a look at that one. Over the tee. Seve's drive must have just gone over this corner of water, over that, over the edge of that left-hand bunker. Again, just skirting this part of the lake. And then from there, or from about here somewhere, he's aimed it at that far bunker on the right and just turned it in. He sort of followed the contour of the shoreline there. And Woosnam's going with an iron.
Peter, he only has 235 to the front.
Was that his tee shot, Ed?
Yes, it is, Peter. He had a very long tee shot.
He's an amazing striker of the ball, Woosnam.
It's an easy game, Peter, when you hit shots like that.
But he doesn't appear to be forcing anything. You see some players and they seem to hurl their whole body at it, thrashing away. And Woosnam just has that lovely turn. He doesn't seem to hit any harder than Mike Reed here. Here he is, the championship leader, on the short 6th.
Very important shot, but the two fellas chasing him both missed the green to the right.
It's not the easiest of little chip shots left, but I think there's going to be some strokes dropped here by maybe everybody in this final group. This was on tape, Scott Hope. Saw Dave Rummels go into the rocks by the water. Very steep, upright swing. Picks the club way outside. He's followed Rummels over through the crowd and down. Will it reach the road? No, I don't think it did. The 7th, Curtis Strange, 3rd shot. things heating up now as, well, there you see all those fine players within 3 shots of each other. And, well, the skyline at Chicago, well, it's always been a leader in architecture, and it really does have a handsome skyline. It contains the tallest building in the world, the Sears Tower, and many smaller and handsome structures that give the downtown area of the great city of Chicago a clean, uncluttered look. Well, there's Dave Rummels and a quick report from Bob Rosberg.
I believe the ball is playable, Peter. It's in the hazard. Rock not very far behind it, but I think he's got enough room to get a club on it. Very difficult to tell.
Don't step back and admire your work in this situation, do you? Well, they decide what to do. Here's Woosnam at the 7th. First to have a go for an eagle 3. Both he and Ballesteros on the green in 2 magnificent shots.
Peter, he's got to putt across a ridge in the green, which will add some difficulty to the putt, but when you're putting for eagles, you're usually in pretty good position.
Got to be careful he doesn't ground his club. He's in the hazard, Bob, is he?
Yes, he is in the hazard. Even with his swing at it, he has a very difficult shot. Has very little green to pitch the ball onto. And he's going to have trouble getting it up in the air because I don't think he's going to be able to hit very far behind. He's not going to be able to slip the club underneath it at all.
And what of Scott Hoke? Is he in a difficult place as well?
Scott Hoke is down under the tree. I think he's got a pitch, though. He's got a terrible lie, but I think he's able to pitch the ball. The tree is not going to interfere.
Rummels first.
What a shot. What a shot.
That's terrific effort.
Beautiful golf shot.
7th now, and Ballesteros for an eagle 3. No, he didn't read that one as well as he might have done. Both he and Woosnam are 9 under par, and both of them have putts here at the 7th to join Hoke and Rummels. They can in fact change places with Hoke and Rummels if they can both hold their putts. But let's go back to Scott Hoke, who's under the spreading chestnut tree. Perhaps not a chestnut tree, but that doesn't look too inviting.
Very tough golf shot. He has room, though, to pitch the ball.
Hold real still, okay? Just don't move. Just stay right there. You're not going to miss anything.
He's played some pretty good shots at his time. I must confess, I remember the 17th, from behind the 17th at Augusta earlier in the year. At the end of the day, it didn't do him any good, but he can play the full repertoire of shots.
Oh, it caught the tree. Ball popped up too quick.
Well, it wasn't just right.
Tried to play it a little too cute.
The 7th, and Curtis Strange for a birdie. That's good. Well, he played it very differently from the other 2 players, but he's got his birdie. Ballesteros has got to get his in. 8th hole, just one hole ahead. Payne Stewart, 2nd shot.
That's a 7-iron from 171. He's bringing it in from left to right.
Another good shot. 7th, Ballesteros. This isn't the easiest of putts. This has to be struck absolutely on the right line and the right speed. Yes, he does it. 10 under. Sixth hole, Scott Hoke's 3rd shot at the par 3. Well, he played that very well. He's certainly going to drop one stroke. Before he played, Mike Reed played this little flip out of the rough. And he too has left himself at this stage an awkward testing length putt. So things are changing very, very quickly, and we'll do again over the next few minutes. Just look now, Mike Reed has that putt to hold stay at 12 under, but Ballesteros, Strange, Scott Hope, Rummels, they're all there. They're all there. And the cheers you hear are for this man, Arnold Palmer, as he strides up alongside the two lakes side by side of the 18th hole. Tremendous, isn't it? It's lovely stuff. The George Burns of the links, the adulation of the multitude, and why not? Loved and enjoyed by golfers the world over. Now back to the sixth, Dave Rummels after that pitch from the edge of the water. That's for a par. And if it ran now, so a stroke gone. He goes back one. Curtis Strange on the 8th, 421 yards. He does get through the ball well, but it looks as if he's pushed that a fraction.
That's a 3-wood, Peter, and he has pushed it a little to the right, but it stopped safely. He played a 3-wood on that line, so he wouldn't hit it through with a driver.
Mike Reed now, crucial putt for him, this to stay at 12 under. Well done. Very bravely done. Woosnam's tee shot.
Well, you can see how very long he is. He's chosen an iron for this tee shot.
Well, you're not supposed to miss the fairway when you take an iron from the tee, but let's have a scenic ride down this hole. The 8th, you can see it just swings away right to left. Lovely sort of mature trees down the left-hand side. No fairway bunkers. And then it turns round. This must be really a terrifying course for the poor old 20 to 24 handicappers and higher. But you can always stop and smell the flowers along the way. Ballesteros.
Peter Seve has pushed this ball quite a bit to the right side.
Oh. Well, that hit someone. I hope if it did, there's no damage done. He's come back. As you could see, there's the marker with the flag about 8 feet from the edge of the fairway. Payne Stewart for a birdie at the 8th.
Big break from right to left.
I don't know.
No, it's all.
Stays at 8 under, 4 behind. Scott Hoke at the 6th. This for a 4 on the par 3 hole. This is on tape. Straight in, but that's a shot gone, and he also drops back. So indeed, Woosnam and Ballesteros change places with Hope and Rummels. 7th tee, Mike Reed.
Scott.
I think you'll see him play an iron from there.
He looks to be keeping very calm, Bob.
That was a big putt he made there, Peter,
Yeah.
after taking 3 from the edge at the hole before. If he missed that one, the lead would have shrunk to 1, and that's a big one he made there.
Aoki at the 7th.
Well, Aoki had about 100 yards to this rather intimidating pin placement and flew a sand wedge over the green. Very lucky the ball didn't go in the water. Lovely shot from some really choppy, tough rough.
I think the standard of play around the greens and out of bunkers now has improved so dramatically over the last 10 or 15 years. It really is amazing. They should remove the word hazard from the dictionary now. It's so easy for them. Here's Jack Nicklaus. He's 2 under for the championship now. That's 1 over for the day. Got it to 5 under after 10 holes. Just fallen away a bit. It's not hope. The 7th over the water, okay. The 9th green now, Jim Gallagher putting for a birdie. Gallagher 8 under, just 4 off the pace. Any one of these players, if they could suddenly have a little burst. Here's Arnold Palmer coming down the hill, treacherous putt at the 18th. He wouldn't. Could he? Would he? Yes, of course he would. As always, leaving them with a magical moment. He's done that a few times in his life, hasn't he? Arnold, all without the aid of a walking frame. Wonderful stuff.
I believe Seve is going to play first here. They're trying to determine, but it appears to me that Seve is away. Well, he's pointing toward Ian, so Ian is going to play.
Doesn't look to have a bad lie.
He's got a very good lie, Peter. He's got about 175 yards out of the short rough. He's taking a 7-iron.
Just on the back edge.
He's okay.
Now Seve has gotten a very good break. He hit the gallery and came back and has a very good lie. Curtis's ball has rolled up against the edge of the short rough, and Curtis is going to have a difficult lie to play this shot. Seve has 185 to the hole. He's got a bit of a flyer, but his ball is sitting pretty cleanly in that grass. I believe he's taken a 7-iron. Pin on the left. Don't want to flirt with this pin too much. Very close to the wall.
Come on, Seve.
Looks like he's gone right toward it. He played right at the pin, and he's in the rough, just short of the green.
Yes, it looks to be sitting up okay. It'll be a testing little chip from there. You can't see the end of it, so he's just a little concerned.
Curtis with about 180 yards. He's got the fringe of the fairway or the rough right against the back of his ball. And I don't think this is going to allow him to play toward the hole, because I think it's going to come out pretty hot. I think he's going to have to play this ball well out into the center of the green and allow it to bounce forward. He's taking a 6-iron.
Get up.
Well, side by side with Seve. Sounds like a June title. But let's eavesdrop on a conversation Roger Twyford had with Curtis.
If somebody says who's #1 in golf, a lot of people are going to say Curtis Strange by what you did last year. Do you have that burning desire to be #1, and do you like being at that position?
I don't have a burning desire because I don't think about it. I have a desire to be the best I can be. Sounds like an Army commercial. But I have a desire to be the best I can be, and I think if I'm that, then everything else will take care of itself. But I do not give it much thought. Honest to God, don't, because that adds pressure, that adds a lot of things. And that's my personality. I really don't sit back in a chair, back in the boat or whatever, and think about being the best in the world or think about doing this, that, and the other. I really don't. I don't give myself the chance to do it, because I think that if you start doing that, you forget about what you're going to do the next week or the week after.
Well, we're back at Kemper Lakes, and Mike Reed is still there, 2 ahead. Let's go over to Roger.
Thank you, Peter. With me, Jim Autry, the Executive Director and CEO of the PGA of America. What about the weather today? What have you heard, Jim?
Well, earlier we had a pattern building up similar to yesterday. It was going to come in around 3:30, but we just got an update that it may be moving away from us, so we'll cross our fingers.
With the vicious lightning the last couple of days, will you move more quickly today if weather does come in the area?
Absolutely. With what's happened in this area in the last few days, we won't waste any time at all.
Okay. We hope the weather moves out of the way. Let's go back to Peter Alice.
Jack Nicklaus at the 16th. 2 under. It's very difficult. 16th hole, and Jack has played a superb shot right in there. Well, we'll return with more golf action from the 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Ballesteros, 3rd shot, 8th hole.
That's a very good lie, Peter.
Well, he's played better ones than that, I suppose, you have to say. This was recorded a few moments ago, Mike Reed. It's the 7th, 3rd shot.
100 yards.
Fine stroke.
Good safe shot, Peter. Mike really using his head. He's not going to throw anything away.
Just before Seve played, this was Curtis Strange's shot from almost the same spot. His 3rd little chip, and just a little bit steamy, just ran a little bit past the hole. Not bad. Well, another look at that splendidly shaped green from the Goodyear Blimp America from Houston, Texas, and its pilot Larry Chambers of Spring, Texas. And with that lovely view, there she is, the old lady. Let's go over to Jack Whittaker.
Thank you, Peter. Curtis Strange for par 8. Safely home. Now by Ballesteros. Well, the leader is still the same as he's been all week. Mike Reed, the lead cut by 1 since half hour ago, but his pursuers, his closest pursuers, have changed. They are now Ballesteros, Strange, and Wisdom, and the rest strung out behind as we move closer to a decision here on the PGA Championship of 1989. On the 7th green, Dave Rummels. Be for eagle, and he'll have that left for the birdie. So Rummels coming back again. Wisdom and Ballesteros both got their pars at the 8th hole and remain at 10 under.
Saturday, ABC's Wild World of Sports returns with live coverage of the Travers Stakes. Belmont winner Easy Goer is the favorite in the 120th running of this Midsummer Classic. Plus live coverage of the U.S. Outdoor Diving Championships as top male and female divers compete for national honors. 88 Olympic bronze medalist Wendy-Lynn Williams is expected to be one of the favorites, and a feature on the Tour de France winner, American Greg LeMond. That's all Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Scott Hoke at 7 for birdie. Up ahead at 9, Payne Stewart for birdie.
This putt is from approximately 60 feet uphill, breaking from his left to his right. Not a putt you would try to make. Just try to hit the right speed. And that one looks a bit too hard, Jack.
Yes, he has his work left there as we take a look at this, David.
It's a great par 4, Jack. It is back a little bit today. They've set the tees back. You can see the drives there between the bunkers. Definitely in play. Slight dog leg to the left. You're shooting uphill a little bit. Even though today you have a little helping wind, it's still a hole that plays a little bit longer than you think it does.
Wisdom at the 9th tee.
He has driven this ball well to the right, Jack. It looks like to the right of the bunker out near the cart path that goes down between number 9 and number 1.
Made a great birdie here yesterday out of the bunker. It's in the bunker to the left and played a marvelous long iron up on the green.
Seve.
Jack, I'm amazed at how aggressive both Seve and Curtis were back on the 8th hole. I didn't think they'd play toward that side of the green, and they did. They both played right toward the pin out of the rough. So they're not waiting for anything to happen. They're trying to make it happen.
Just through the fairway.
Well, it looks like it has gone through the fairway, Jack, down the left side.
A moment ago at 7, Mike Reed with this birdie attempt. And here was Rummels for birdie a moment ago. And there it is. He gets back to 10 under. It refuses to die. All right, Mike Reed still on top by 2 shots now from Ballesteros, Strange, Wisdom, and Rummels. Well, on Wednesday night, the PGA presented its Distinguished Service Award to that rising young comedian, Leslie Towns Hope. And here is the president of the PGA, Pat Riley.
Bob, the PGA of America is bestowing upon Mr. Bob Hope the highest honor accorded an individual for his contributions to golf, the PGA Distinguished Service Award.
It's been marvelous, and you know, I've enjoyed so many marvelous people in this game. And just last week, I was at Vail, Colorado, with Mr. Jerry Ford and his tournament up there. And I don't have to tell you that he's one of the most colorful, most exciting golfers in the world. He keeps the audience on their toes, I want to tell you that. No, I love to play with him. My favorite foursome is Jerry Ford, myself, a paramedic, and a faith healer. We have 73 golf courses out in Palm Desert. He doesn't know which one he's going to play until after his first tee shot.
Ian Wisdom at the 9th hole.
Jack, he hasn't got a bad lie. He's in the rough, about 190 yards from the hole.
You like this one?
He's going to take a 6-iron. I think he's got a bit of a flyer.
That's Ballesteros just taking a practice swing.
Ian has put this ball right near the front of the green, just on the green. A pretty good shot from that position. I thought the ball would actually get up to the hole more because it looked like he had more of a flyer. Seve's ball bounced into the trap, which is a very good break because the rough around the edge of that trap is very thick. He's got about 180 to the hole. Playing a 6-iron. Wind is helping the player here. Sounded like a good solid shot toward the right side.
And into the bunker. Before that, Curtis played.
Go right. Go right.
And it catches up there in the rough. These three players at 10 under, just 2 strokes off the lead. The 9th hole has been a problem hole all week. At the 8th tee, the leader. So here's more of that conversation Roger had with this quiet young man.
You had a very good Masters. I mean, you were right in contention there to the end. Does that sort of finish, does that sort of tournament give you confidence in a major championship like this?
Yeah, it does. You know, that's the way I've looked at it. You could say, you know, what a tragedy, you know, the last 5 holes or that, but it was a learning experience for me, and I feel like I've been anxious, maybe over anxious since then, to get into the position again where I can put to work some of the lessons I learned that afternoon. And you learn a lot about yourself and how to manage your emotions and that under pressure. And I'm looking forward to these next 2 days, an opportunity to put some of those to work, hopefully, and see what happens. You know, it's a great opportunity. You know, whatever happens, that's what makes golf fun.
And indeed, as we watch Stadler's birdie attempt at 8. He almost joined that group of Rummels, Wisdom, Strange, and Ballesteros, 10 under. And remains 3 shots off the lead.
Which is not too far for a man that shot 64 on Friday and set a new course record. He starts making birdies and gets a hot putter. Shoots a lot of good scores.
All right, Wisdom now at 9. Remember, he's just on the front edge here. Long putt.
Jack, this pin is 38 yards back, so this makes his putt over 100 feet. He's at least 34 or 35 yards from the hole.
Well, we shan't call this a birdie putt. All right, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Ian left himself a good putt now for par. Keep himself just 2 shots off the lead. 4 people, 2 shots behind Mike Reed. And then there's a group at 9 under, 8 under, and 7. And still plenty of golf to play as we head now toward the shank of this tournament, the final 9 holes. Defending champion Jeff Sluman has it at 4 under. Now the leader at the 8th fairway.
Mike Reid is 185 yards from the hole with his ball up against the fringe, much as in the group that just preceded play here. But he has a huge hunk of mud on the left side of his golf ball, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this ball flies when it gets up in the air.
I saw him say bite, and it just trickles off there into that rough. Get a pretty good view of the ball, though.
Just a little past hole high. The green's not quite as deep on the right side as it is on the left.
A moment ago, Curtis at 9.
Usually very good with this shot.
Couldn't have been much better, could it? Huh?
A little speed so important there. Now, here's a man that's very good with this shot, Jack.
Ballesteros. There's Dave Rummels as we go on to Greg Norman. Trying to get home in 2 on this par 5. He's more than got home.
He wasn't letting up any at all because you can see that the trouble is short there. Not a long hole, only 534 yards, playing at 512 today.
And we're back at 8. Dave Rummels.
That's from 175 yards.
Well, those greens are really soft, aren't they, Bob?
Yeah, they're playing darts again, David. If they can hit the ball in the fairway, they can throw that ball right at the hole.
Seve now with his 4th shot at the par 4 9th.
Ball is sitting down a great deal, Jack. It's a tough shot.
Shows you after that bunker shot that even the best players, if you don't concentrate, keep your concentration, you can miss a shot just like any other player.
So Seve will drop out of the group at 10 under. As all this group of Ballesteros, Strange, and Wisdom are having a little difficulty here at this 9th hole. Payne Stewart, 2nd shot at the par 4 10th.
That's a 5-iron, 182. Bringing it in from left to right, pin cut all the way on the back right.
Now for par at the 9th, Wisdom.
Surprised that he 3-putted from so far away there, but he'd made a couple of good par-saving putts earlier in this round.
All of this set up by bad drives.
That's right.
ABC's Monday Night Football returns this week with a preseason special from Miami. It's the 20th anniversary of Monday Night Football. Mike Singletary and the defending NFC Central champs, the Chicago Bears, meet Dan Marino and the Dolphins. And the action begins live tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, right here on ABC Sports.
Curtis now at 9, a hard-working par. Might remember that later on this afternoon. The leader.
Michael.
Oh, and doesn't he have some work left?
You know, he's missed 4 greens already today, and that is not the Mike Reed you used to seeing.
There's the ball that had that glob of mud that Bob Rosberg told us about. Now he can clean it, but got a rather lengthy putt. Now Seve for bogey at 9.
For Seve, too.
Strange. This is one of the most attractive groupings of the day. Strange, Wisdom, and Ballesteros, and they've been playing almost even.
Well, they are almost even. So, and let's not forget Ian. He's got to rank him up there as one of the best players in the world, too. Though he hasn't ever played well in this, just his 4th PGA. This is by far his best start.
So Wisdom and Ballesteros will drop down to 9. Curtis stays in there at 10. And we wait to see what happens to Mike Reed in the hole behind. A moment ago, back there at 8, Dave Rummels for a birdie.
Jack, the first time Dave Rummels played here, he was going to the University of Iowa, and the golf team came. There were 10 of them, and he almost ran out of balls. He shot 87. The wind was blowing 50 miles an hour, and he almost ran out of balls. Shot 87. It was low man.
You can see it on this course with all the water around. Now Scott Hoke. Chance to join the group at 10 under. Oh, yes. And he refuses to back off. Despite putting it at the water.
At the 4th hole.
4th hole.
Haven't seen many birdies there today.
Rummels, Hope, and Strange at 10 under. Mike Reed at 12 under, but he has a putt here to keep there. Back 9 will be molto interessante.
Just to keep a 2-stroke lead. Not weigh but 150 pounds, but 140 of it's probably heart.
Took that one along the one he made at 1 and 6. So Mike Reed, 2-shot lead at the moment. The 1978 PGA Championship required a 3-way playoff. But first, Jerry Pate had this putt to win on the 18th green at Oakmont. That put Pate into a playoff with Tom Watson, whose career record lacked only a PGA title, and John Mahaffey. A birdie on the second extra hole made Mahaffey the winner. Watson is still looking for a PGA victory. Payne Stewart is for par for Stewart, who is at 7 under. Ninth tee. The leader, Mike Reed.
Hard hole for Mike. He's got to drive in the fairway.
Yeah.
No
problem.
No problem at all. And pretty long.
Yeah, yesterday it took a kick right about there and went into the rough on him, and he bogeyed the hole. But all right today. Seve at 10.
Beautiful hole here, Jack. Difficult hole. Got to stay away from the left-hand side, and yet there's a bunker there on the right that you have to watch out for. It just has a gentle little move to the left. As you saw, a hole that's 453 yards. The scorecard, they moved the tees back a little bit. It's playing 462 today.
Par 4, 462.
Well, remember, these are the best players in the world.
And a moment ago, Curtis at the 10th. Dead solid perfect.
Got down the pipeline.
Now Ian Woosnam.
This was after Curtis's shot. That's left, it looks like. It was over there yesterday,
Yeah, exactly,
too.
almost the same place, although this looks like it's a little deeper.
That may be taller than he is.
Yes.
Uh-oh. When your spotter can't find it right away.
Aoki tapping in there at 9. And Stadler will be next.
I tell you, Craig has had 3 consecutive good chances to join this group at -10 and hasn't made them burn the edge all 3 times. This putt just off the edge of the green, a little better than 20 feet. Down the slope and should turn just to his left when it dies.
He's got it started too wide there, Judy. She had to be a little careful with it, but you say he's had a lot of chances, kind of like this man here. When he starts making birdies, doesn't seem to turn them off.
That was a birdie putt at 11 earlier by Greg Norman. And now we have.
You want to hear?
Woosnam at 10.
I was up here, I believe, across a few inches in front of the stake.
In front of the stake, wasn't it? Just in front of the stake? I tell you what, we got.
He hit the ball into the hazard, and they're trying to determine at this point just where it crossed the margin of the hazard. They were unable to find the ball, but even if they did, I think there'd be little chance of hitting it as deep and thick as the grass is.
I'm going to take a drill. Well, I've lost the ball, so obviously went in there.
Back at 9, Chris Perry for par.
Well done by the Buckeye from Ohio State.
Keeps him at 6 under. And a bogey at the 8th. Now back to Woosie.
Jack, he's walking back on the line. He has a couple of options here. He can take the 2 club lengths out to the side.
Right on that line, perfect.
Or he could keep that point where it last crossed between him and the hole and go back as far as he wants.
Gonna drop. Can I drop over there?
No, just drop right on that line. Right on the line.
So that's a good point to consider when you have a shot. You don't have to be as close. You know, if you lose a little distance and he gets a drop in the fairway.
Well, that's a big advantage here, David. That rough, it doesn't look very long in between the fairway and the hazard, but it is very thick. And if you drop the ball in there, I don't know that he could get it to the green. He's going to have about 225 or 30 yards from where he is. but forward of that, maybe at 205 or 210 out of the thick rough, I don't think he could get to the green.
This way, he can at least get the club on the ball and hit a solid shot.
Moment ago at the 11th, Tom Watson. At this longish putt for birdie. Rummels at 9.
Has no chance to reach the green. Terrible lie. Didn't play too smart a shot. Just rolled it along and still in the heavy rough.
I think he tried to bite off more than he could chew there, Bob.
That's right. He had no chance, David.
The shot looked familiar to me.
Having a very up and down round. Is it even par today? Back to Wisdom at 10. Third shot.
He has about 225, 30 yards to the hole. The pin or the flagstick is cut in the back right corner of the green. He's taking a 2-iron. I just can't believe how far he hit that ball in the air.
And right on. It almost went in the hole. Right over the hole. It was going fairly fast.
You just can't hit a shot, draw a shot, think of it, and hit it, execute it any better than Ian Wisdom just did.
Magnificent. Curtis Strange.
Curtis, very good position. 195 yards to the hole. He's chosen a 4-iron. The wind a little bit left to right at this point.
Oh, yes. Lovely.
Curtis's 12th PGA, and best finish so far is a Taft 5th.
Back at 9, Scott Hoke.
He's 190 yards. 4-iron. Wind out of the left.
How about that one?
Go.
How about that one?
Get up. Hit it very thin.
Got a pretty good result out of that, though.
A lot better than he thought. And I thought.
Seve at 10.
That's a 6-iron, Jack, from about 175 yards.
There are the three of them. Some great shots there. Wisdom's and Curtis's. And a moment ago, back at 11, Watson for par. We'll return with more golf action from the 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The 71st PGA Championship at Kemper Lakes outside of Chicago, and we're now getting down to the nitty-gritty. Final 9 holes. A moment ago at the 10th hole, Ian Wisdom. His 4th shot.
It's actually his 4th, yes.
Well, a magnificent 3rd shot in there. As we go live and Ballesteros.
Come on, Curtis.
Now the leader, 12 under par. 2 shots ahead of Curtis Strange, Scott Hoke, Dave Rummels.
Very fast putt, Jack, coming down the hill. Not much he can do with it except just give it a lag.
said, Bob.
Just a putt you got to be careful with.
Now at 10, Curtis for birdie. Too much to think of the U.S. Open final day. Patience and fortitude. Rummels at 9 for par. Seve for par 10. So things changing quickly here now. Curtis Strange moving to within 1 with Mike Reed, the leader, for the first time in a little bit of trouble. Scott Hook at 10. And then this group pursuing. Andy Bean today, 4 under to get it at 9 under par. And Greg Norman on a bit of a tear on this back 9. Now at 9, Scott Hook for par. He stays at 10 under. Mike Reed, he has made marvelous par putts at 1, 6, and 8. Can he do it again?
Thing you do in a situation like this, Jackie, you're not worried about the lead or anything. You worry, just keep doing what you've been doing. Whatever's been working all week, keep your mind on that. Whatever key you've been working with.
And again, he does. 3 brave putts for 3 brave pars to keep him in the lead, but only 1 shot now ahead of Curtis Strange. Here's Andy Bean to go 5 under on the day. There it is at the 12th hole, 9 under. So Mike Reed, but only 1 shot now from Curtis Strange. The last of Lee Trevino's 6 major titles came in the 1984 PGA Championship at Shoal Creek in Birmingham, Alabama. In a classic final round pairing, Trevino beat back challenges by Gary Player and Lanny Watkins. Next year, the PGA Championship returns to Shoal Creek. Moment ago, Payne Stewart at the 11th for a birdie to go 8 under. Yes. 4 shots behind the leader. At the 11th tee while we were away, Seve Ballesteros.
Par 5 is very reachable here.
Well, the expression on Seve's face told you. He drops it on that rough.
It's not reachable in 2 from there.
No. Now Andy Bean at the 13th tee. Par 3. Ooh, come in, yes.
Oh, good kick there.
Yes, 4 under today, 9 under on the tournament. Just 3 shots off the lead. Greg Norman at the 13th tee, 7 under. The leader at the 10th tee. In the fairway. Before Mike Reed hit, here was Scott Hoch's tee shot. Right down the center. Now, Ballesteros at the 11.
Jack Seve has hit the ball right behind a couple of small apple trees, and he's actually under the edge of one. He's going to have a difficult time getting this ball very far down the fairway. I think he'll take something like a 4 or 5 iron and just try to punch it low and maybe advance it 100 yards. If he gets it much further than that, he will have hit one heck of a golf shot. It's not a bad place to play, though. I actually think you have the best shot to the green sometimes from up here in the flat. Getting over that hill on the downslope is a difficult shot. I think a more difficult shot than a little longer one from the flat part of the fairway.
Why, he can get into some strange places, can't he?
Well, he gets out.
Yeah.
Like a burglar.
Such an imagination. Well, he stayed in the rough. He only advanced it about 20 yards. He just didn't keep it in the air long enough to get out into the fairway.
Can he get home from there?
I don't think so, Jack.
All right, Seve in a little bit of trouble. Mike Reed leads by 1, and we'll be back with more final round action in the PGA in just a moment. Looking across the lakes of Kemper to the 17th green. And now back to the 11th, where Seve is about to hit his 3rd shot. We were away.
Just laid it up down there, Jack. There wasn't any chance to take a gamble even.
Dave, his lie was very, very thick. He had about 225, but as you said, out of the rough grass, he had no chance to play to the green.
Now at the 10th hole, the leader.
That was from 195. Good looking shot.
That's the way he'd been playing all week.
That's a little more like the first 3 rounds. What a great shot.
Now the 4th shot on the par 5 11th for Seve.
Just under 100 yards, Jack, with a pitching wedge.
It was a lot better when it landed. A moment ago, Wisdom at the 11th, 2nd shot. Who's over everything?
If you're going to knock it over, knock it over. Don't say almost got over.
Curtis's 3rd shot.
That from 90 yards with a wedge.
Oh, yes. Picks up another birdie attempt for him.
Very good shot there. He had a little mud on the ball, and he played an excellent shot.
Rummels at 10.
He's hit a huge drive. He has 160 yards to the flag.
Oh, be right, sweetheart.
And it was right. Andy Bean for par at 13. And in he is. We'll return with more golf action from the 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Scott Hoke out of the large bunker. The 10th hole. Very nicely done. Scott is 1 under on the day, 2 shots off the lead. That was a moment ago, and now we go live. Oh no, this is a moment ago. Ian Wisnam, who flew it over the 11th and 2. Third shot at the par 5.
Oh, it's not.
Lovely shot. A chance for a birdie there for Ian. And Seve at the 11th for par.
Jack, I think he's bothered by mosquitoes. When there's not much wind blowing out here, there are a few of them down here in this hole.
All the lakes around here.
And back in those trees, too. Important putt for Seve's chances here, because if Mike should make his at 10 and Seve miss this one, he's going to drop back to 5 shots behind.
Drop him to 8 under. A moment ago, here was Curtis for a birdie at 11 to tie for the lead. At 10, Scott Hoke for par. Misses. Curtis for par at the bottom on the right. Par for Curtis keeps him at 11 under. Second place by himself. Scott Hoke for bogey.
Mike Reed's had a long time to look at that putt of his. Not that it's very long, but it's been a long time between his play.
All right. That puts Hoke at 9. 3 behind Reed, who has a chance here to go to 13 and give himself a little more breathing room. We'll go to 11 first. Ian Wisnam's birdie putt. Yes. Back to 9 under. Mike Reed for a birdie to go 13 under. Two-shot lead over Curtis Strange. Mike Reed still in command. A moment ago, Ian Wisnam for a birdie at 15.
Said earlier, only his 4th PGA, but by far his best finish so far.
Payne Stewart will make the Ryder Cup team. He is 4 shots behind the lead, tied for 3rd at the moment.
That's a 6-iron from 188. Ball's left of the flag.
Well, there isn't too much room right of the flag, Jerry.
Well, the pin's all the way back today, so there's if you're pin high, the water's not in play.
Up at 16, Nick Faldo. So Nick at 8 under puts it in the water. 17, Andy Bean, 5 under today, going for a birdie. After that marvelous tee shot. Yes! And Andy moves into a tie at 2nd place, 11 under with Curtis Strange. Now the leader at the 14th. Policy just shy.
They've had 3 of those today, but of course he's made some very good putts to save pars, beginning right at the first hole. Putted down was a great one, followed by those great shots at great second shot there at 10.
Great second shot at 12 after a bad drive. Curtis Strange.
Right, Curtis, come on. Good drive. All right, Curtis.
That is not an easy drive, that 16th hole. It's a nice
Here's
hit.
a look at it, Jack. What do you see from the tee there?
Well, 469 yards, and all you do is you see a lot of rough left and a lot of water right. You don't see much fairway. This is one of the narrower fairways on the golf course in the driving area. Your chances of hitting in those bunkers are pretty good if you want to try to hit it into that neck. I played a 3-wood most all week to try to keep it just short of that. And then you're left with about 215 yards if you do that. If you drive it down in between the bunkers, you're left with about 190 over the water to the middle of the green where the pin is today. It's in the sort of the middle back right. And of course, it's about another 15 yards from the front of the green to carry the water on the right.
Now the leader at 15.
Nice. Nice shot. Way to go.
In the fairway at the par 5 and leading by 3 at the moment. Closing moments of the 1989 PGA Championship, final major of the year. Down there at the 16th green. Payne Stewart with another attempt for a birdie.
This putt from about 15 feet should break about a foot or so from his left to his right. Going to be extremely fast.
Not sure that's quite as fast as you might think there, Jerry. You've been watching it all day, and it's the slow side of the hole. Great putt.
It was fast enough, Jack.
It was just fast enough.
But Jerry, he told you he was going to birdie, what, 3 out of the last 4. He's got the first 2.
Well, he told me on 15 he was going to birdie 3 of the last 4.
And he has joined Curtis Strange and Andy Bean at 11 under. 3 shots behind Mike Reed. At the 15th tee, Scott Hope.
We haven't talked a lot about the Ryder Cup since the start of the show, but he needs a solo 5th place finish to give himself a chance to get on the team.
We'll return with more golf action from the 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The 18th at Kemper Lakes, which should play a big part in deciding this championship. And Andy Bean is there. He's the hottest man on the course today. 6 under, 7 birdies and 1 bogey. Birdies at 2, 4, 8, 11, 12, 15, and 17, and he has rushed into 11 under par, 3 shots behind Mike Reed.
It's kind of an interesting story about Andy, Jack. He's, you know, he had this hand problems last year and elbow problems and the last couple of years, and he's, I've never seen a guy really work as hard at this game as Andy has. And I think he's just sort of tried to play right through it, and he's had some down times, and I think it's really great to see him come back and play a good round today.
Well, if he should birdie this hole and put 12 up there, give Mike Reed something to shoot at, especially with those last 3 holes that we've been thinking about all week to have to try to play with a lead.
Well, this second shot at 18, it doesn't quite play its yardage. It seems as though he's out there, he's about 180 yards, my guess, maybe 175 yards. And you'd think that a little bit downwind you might hit just a nice 6-iron for Andy. I'm sure he's thinking halfway between a 6 and a 7. It just doesn't quite play its yardage. And particularly, you do not want to ever take a chance of hitting the ball over the screen because it's just impossible coming back. Obviously, you don't want to hit the water, but you don't want to hit it over. Andrew, I know that putt.
Yes, you right the same line that you made. A little shorter than that, though, isn't it?
Andy says, yeah.
Now the leader at 15, second shot.
Mike should win. There's a number of very good things that will happen to him. The main one being today, be on the Ryder Cup team.
A moment ago. That second shot at 16. Well, he did what he had to do there, didn't he?
That was a nice shot.
He is relentless.
Now, also a very impressive golfer here today. Payne Stewart at 17.
Quiet, please.
Birdies at 3, 5, 11, 14, 15, and 16 for Payne.
This is a big shot for Payne. I mean, Payne has never been able to finish a major, and he's got an opportunity now, and he's got to go at the pin. He's got to give it a go.
That's a 6-iron from 190 coming in from right to left. Needs to hook. Ball just didn't get up. Not sure he had enough club. It's coming back into him.
I think that was a smart shot.
Green, we move down to the 16th green. Ballesteros, Wisdom, and Strange. There's Wisdom, 9 under, 1 under today.
That was what I was talking about earlier. It doesn't go quite as fast as it looks. I guess maybe if you get a little higher on the green, it'll come down a little quicker. Curtis has got a very fast putt. He's straight down the green.
Now Mike Reed's second shot at 15, or third shot rather.
Has to get it up very quick.
Yeah.
He had to get the ball up so quickly that he took a very, very lofted club and tried to hit it hard. Couldn't fool around with that tree, though.
I questioned Mike playing that wood on the second shot there, Rossi.
I thought the same thing. I thought he would take an iron and put it back there about 125 or 30 yards. He's so good from that distance, Jack, but it was still in the fairway, but it was still a very difficult golf shot. Now he has a really tough shot to play.
Yeah, he's going to have an awful hard shot to make 5 from there.
Curtis for birdie.
Now it all starts, guys.
He must have known it was faster too, but he a little tentative, wasn't it?
Wasn't quite as quick as his backswing was, though.
Curtis doesn't seem to be staying over his putts and down like he usually does. He seems to be coming off of them quickly.
All right, the leader now at 15.
Mike has to play a shot out of very heavy rough. Has to pitch it about 25 feet and let it hit on the collar. I think if he carries it on the green, it's going to run past the hole. Pretty quick, Jack, isn't it, once it gets down?
Yeah, it's quick, Rossi, but I'm looking at it. I think he's still got enough green to work with, but he's got to play an awfully good shot to get it close.
That's about as good as you can do.
Very, very impressive.
See the big sigh he took before he hit.
That's a good idea.
Curtis for a par at 16. Great shot by Mike Reed. Curtis stays at 11 under. Wisdom tapped it in there to remain at 9 under. While that was happening, up at 18, Andy Bean.
Andy, this ball does not come back to the right.
Boy, didn't he give it a try.
Now you tell him.
Now I tell him, yeah, the ball goes a little left at the hole.
Rummels at 15.
One.
At 17, Payne Stewart. He birdied the last 2 holes. He's 11 under, 3 shots off the lead.
This putt from about 30 feet, slightly uphill, should break from his right to his left. There's no question, if he's going to win this tournament, he needs to make this one.
Reed at 15 for his par. That's another hurdle past. Before of that by Mike Reed. Here's Scott Hoch's attempt for birdie.
Very big birdie putt for him.
That puts Scott at 10 under. Mike Reed still leading here in the closing moments by 3. All right, while we were away, some things have happened here. You've heard Jack Nicklaus say these last 3 holes are real testers. Here is the leader by 3. The tee shot at 16. In the water.
Oh, boy.
Had to hit it left. Just had to hit it.
Whatever you do, got a mile golf course over there.
You can make 5 from over there, but 5 doesn't hurt him. 6 hurts him.
Andy Bean finished at 11 under. Payne trying to keep it 11 now. A moment ago for par at 17. Yes. Now we're back live at the 17th. Ian Wisdom.
Jackie's taking a 6-iron.
It's a big 6-iron back to that hole, isn't it?
Sit down.
Steady. Ooh.
He just played a hook in there, didn't he, Ed?
Yes, he did, Jack. Kind of a low shot. Looked like he was trying to land well short of the hole and make it bounce back to that.
Well, it's about the only way you can get a 6-iron back there, wasn't it?
I think so. I don't know that 6-iron from that distance.
No, I don't either. That was about 187 yards today to the hole.
That's about right.
Well, Curtis now. 11 under.
I don't think Curtis knows what has happened to Mike Reed at this point.
I think Curtis has taken a 5-iron, and I think he's just going to hit a comfortable 5, which should probably put it up there, you know, 10 or 15 feet short of the pin.
Yeah, my guess is that Curtis will shoot it right at the left side of that right bunker. Or that bunker, you know, just to the right of the hole there. I don't think Curtis has won as many tournaments as he has by shooting at that kind of a pin.
Come on, Curtis. Come on.
He's hit it to the right side. Just about where you said, Jack.
That's a smart play. He leaves himself with about a 25-footer. He still has a chance and kind of let somebody else make a mistake.
But the story now of the leader, who's been so accurate all week, and here at the 16th in the final round has just put it in the water. Let's take a look at the swing and maybe we can find out why.
Well, Mike arches his back a lot into the ball, and he keeps his head well behind it. Let's see whether he maybe does it too much here. The natural tendency is to get a little short with your swing. Let's see what he does. No, swing's not short. It's a little bit flat. He loses his head a little bit forward and out. See how he arches? He just got a little bit too far back behind it and just blocked it too much. He was trying to hit it down the left side and cut it, and he really just started down the right center of the hole and cut it.
No way. Give me a layup yard.
Really, his only choice from there is to lay it up short of the water now.
Well, that's what he's asking his caddy for, the layup yardage.
Yeah.
Now at the 18th, Payne Stewart.
Oh, that's a good-looking swing right in the center of the fairway.
Payne Stewart safely on the fairway at 18. Let's go over now to Roger Twite.
Thank you very much, Jack. And with me is Raymond Floyd, our Ryder Cup captain and former PGA champion. This is an exciting tournament. Raymond, how does the Ryder Cup team shape up at this moment?
Right this moment, Scott Hoch can move Mark McCumber out if he can finish clean 5th. And of course, Mike Reed, if he can win the PGA Championship, will be on as the PGA winner.
What is your schedule now when you go over to Belfry, when you get the team formulated? How soon will you go over? When will you start practicing?
We're leaving on Monday the 18th, and we're very excited about that. The president, I've just heard, has invited the team to come to the White House for a wonderful send-off. We're looking forward to that. Then we'll leave Concord Monday to go to Sutton Coalfield, just north of Birmingham, and play the Ryder Cup there.
Okay, you have a possibility of 2 picks also, if in fact, say, Curtis Strange or Payne Stewart or someone who's on the team already would make it. What is the situation now? When are you going to make the announcement on the team?
Well, I'm to make the announcement Tuesday morning, Roger, but this team's shaping up so strongly, I think we could go over there with the 10 that we got and beat them.
This is Mike Reed now at 16. He hit it in the water, of course, so he's just going to be laying out there. So Mike Reed came to the 16th hole with a 3-shot lead and found the water right there. Raymond, what about you were at Belfry as a player when the U.S. lost for the first time of their 2 consecutive losses. What are your feelings and emotions going into this now?
Well, our team is shaped up very strongly. We've got a lot of guys playing well. They're really keen to go back there and bring that Ryder Cup home. And I feel that it's going to be something that we can handle. They're very up for it, and I'm excited about it.
We wish you the best of luck, too.
Thank you very much, Roger.
Okay, let's go over to Jack Whitaker now. Jack.
Thank you, Roger. Ian Wisdom. About the 17th, very corner of that peninsula, which holds the 17th green.
Well, you get one of those deep little lies there and you hit it. If you get the grass between you and the club, the ball just doesn't come off the club at all.
Aoki up at the 16th green. This is for double bogey, which would drop him down to 6 under.
And Jack, he started that double bogey just like Mike Reed started his.
In the water, huh?
When you put it in the water, it's almost a cinch double bogey unless you just play a great 4th shot.
16th, second shot for Scott Hoke.
Hit a beautiful drive here. He's about 175, 180 yards from the hole. He's having a little trouble with his right shoulder, and that might be the reason that he's swinging so upright. He's having trouble getting it loose. He's got a good lie. That won't be too hard a little pitch.
Now at the 17th, Curtis Strange, along with Stewart and Bean, 11 under.
Jack, I think Curtis knew that Reed had driven in the water before he played here because he confirmed it with me. Some people in the gallery behind the tee had some small little television sets, or somebody had one, and they knew that he had done that. So I think Curtis knew when he played this shot.
And that's why he hit it right where he hit it. He was playing the smart play. We've seen a lot of people leave it short from here. See if Curtis can get it up to the hole.
Good. So the par for Curtis to remain at 11 under. We pull back from the 17th green and move across to the 16th green. In the fairway. Mike Reed.
Mike's 120 yards from the hole. Got a good lie, which is a pretty good break here. There's so many divots out here in this fairway that you could get in a tough spot, but he's got a nice lie.
Fourth shot. Gets out of here with a bogey. You'll still have a 2-shot lead.
You get out of here with a bogey, Michael. You just tap dance to the 17th tee.
You got that right.
His brother, Mark Calcavecchi, was talking about going to TPC to play golf on Monday tomorrow. That's where his brother's the professional. I'm sure that grill room's a little excited right now.
Payne Stewart, second at 18.
That's a 9-iron from 157. Watch this one. Boy, what a shot under pressure.
All right, Payne Stewart at 11 under with a birdie shot at 18, and we'll be back in just a moment. Curtis Strange at the 18th tee. 11 under par.
Almost no wind blowing out here, Jack. We've got a very little bit from right to left, which I think makes it easier for Curtis to play this shot, or any player to play this shot.
It's a funny hole. The further you hit it, the further you get away from the hole. The closer you hit it to the water, the closer you get to the hole.
Well, it sounded good and solid. He is in an ideal position.
That's perfect.
Here is the hole.
Well, the hole's 433 yards, but it's about as sharp a dog leg as I've ever seen because you play across the lake and then you play back across the lake. It's about 220 yards to carry this water on the left and about 255 to that bunker that's just on the right side. So you try to play just over the water and just left of the bunker into that area that we're looking at right now. And from that position there, you're left with about 160, 65 yards to the middle of the green to where the pin is today, maybe 170 yards. You got a little bit of water to the right, which is really, it's not as close to the green as you might think, but it's obviously will grab a ball if you don't catch it. You don't want to be in the back bunker because it's a very difficult recovery.
See a moment ago, Scott Hook. Lovely. Made his par there, and now we're live with Rummels.
Test his putting. Though he's known as a good putter, but that's 100 feet from the hole where he was there.
Now at the 18th green for Payne Stewart.
Well, this birdie right here, I'll tell you, Payne told me on the 10th tee he was going to shoot 31 this back 9. He can make this putt for 31.
There have been 13 birdies here today, including Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus.
Well, I tell you, if he gets to 12 under with Mike's problems back at 16, it's going to be a very nice finish, very nice number to put on the board.
Well, every time he made a putt, Dave, he would come to me on the next hole and say, I owe you one more. I owe you one more.
And now for bogey at 16, the leader.
And they keep a one-shot lead.
That's about 6 of those he's made today. What a brave putt.
That is terrific stuff there, Mike Reed.
But his lead is down to 1. Although that could have been a disaster there at 16.
Let's see now.
But Payne Stewart, what a magnificent round. 5 under today. Finishes this tournament at 12 under and is the current leader. Here's the 18th green putt again.
Well, that'll be a big putt in that young man's life, for the simple reason that even if he doesn't win the tournament, he now knows he can finish and have a chance in a major. That's really important to a fella for confidence.
Well, his best finish before this in a major was at the Open when he finished the British Open, when he finished second to Sandy Lau.
At Royal St. George. 31 coming in. Payne Stewart at 12 under finished. Mike Reed coming to the 17th tee is at 13 under. And Curtis Strange in the 18th fairway at 11 under. Here's Seve. Always takes his practice swings right behind the ball, doesn't he?
That's a 5-iron from about 190 yards.
And in the rough.
Well, they just got a little right-hand kick there. Another couple of inches, it looked like, and it would have bounced straight for him. But 5-iron, 190 yards. It's a long way across there. Now that's got to change Curtis's idea too, doesn't it, there, Jerry? He had about. Now he knows he's got to make a birdie here to catch Payne Stewart.
I agree with you, Dave. He has got a 7-iron and has really about the best angle that you could get to play to this hole. He's got about 162 yards.
58's far right.
Yeah, 58 front right.
Going just a foot left, no, step left of the hole.
See, like 55, just left of the hole to that front right.
Still gonna hit something up in the air here.
All right.
Heard him say 55.
Like
He already said 7.
He means 155 to carry on the green, just to the left of the hole. Just a slight wind helping him. It should be the perfect club for Curtis. I don't think he has to swing any differently, just a normal swing.
Yep.
Short. Is it in or water or in the rough there?
It's hard for me to tell, Jack. I don't think it's in the water.
We didn't see a splash.
I think it's just in the rough.
Looked like he cut that a shade heavy, did he, Ed?
Jack, that's what it sounded to me. It sounded to me like he hit a little fat.
Fairway's carrying a lot of moisture out there. It's very easy to do.
Wisdom.
Ian with a 9-iron from about 140. I'd like to ask Jack if he's ever seen anyone hit the ball so far with the apparent ease that Ian Wisdom does.
He takes such a great backswing, gets so far behind the ball that he really just, with very little effort, hits the ball a long ways. It doesn't look like it's going a long way, but it sure does. Well, there's Curtis up at the top of his backswing. He's in good position there. You can't tell anything looks wrong there. Just looks like he might be just a shade deep on it. And if he is a shade deep, he just might have caught it. He might have had sort of a fluffy lie or a little bit of a wet lie. It's very easy to get it in that fairway.
17th tee, Scott Hoke.
That was a 5-iron.
Get up. Sit down. Sit.
The right.
Ball, I think, is down in those stones and that gravel there. Now Rummels at the 17th.
Dave Rummels has the ideal shot to play here. He brings everything from right to left. If he wants to take a shot at the flag, he can just play his normal shot right at the edge of the bunker and let it hook. It's a dangerous shot, though. It's a 6-iron trying to hook back.
Now Curtis not quite at the stones, in the heavy rough though.
That's exactly it. He is inside the hazard line, but he's in the grass. He does not appear to be in any of the rocks. It's a fairly deep lie. He's got to play this more like a sand trap shot and just blast it out.
That's a wonderful shot, but no chance of winning now. What with Payne Stewart already in at 12 under.
th tee. Mike Reed.
He shot it right at the flag or to the left of it.
Steady.
That had to be a pull.
Well, if that wasn't a pull, Bob, he's the bravest man since John Wayne.
He had to pull that shot. I don't think there's any question about that. He wasn't aiming it there.
Mike Reed leading by 1 from Payne Stewart.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't hit it a little more solid. I was trying to. Watch the cable, please. Just a little quick again. Yeah. Stay with it, Mike. Go, Mike.
17th green, across one of the lakes of Kemper, to the 18th green, and Ian Wisdom.
Could have been a lot there to Mr. Scott Hoke, who needs a solo or clear fifth, as Raymond put it. Because as it stands now, Scott's okay if he could get up and down on the bunker at 17 and par 18. That is to make the Ryder Cup team.
Now Seve or Curtis. Curtis for par. Yes. And he'll finish tied with Andy Bean at 11 under. Tied for third. Seve. 74 today for 282. And from the 18th green across the water to 17. Scott Hoke in the bunker. Mike Reed in the fringe.
Scott does not have a good lie, Jack. He's got a big hunk of sand done by the rake behind his ball.
He's an awfully good bunker player, guys.
That was all dictated by the lie.
Yep. He is such a good bunker player. It would have to be the lie that would cause something like that.
You can see the agony he's going through there because he knows exactly where he is as far as how he has to finish. It really is very important to a lot of the players, especially this year, Jack, about the Ryder Cup, trying to get on it there.
Players really want to make the Ryder Cup team, David. I've never seen the American players so keen on wanting to make a team. That's all they've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 months.
Mike Reed has a beautiful lie, but under very tough circumstances. Got a little pitch uphill onto a little shelf. Take a sand wedge. He fluffed it. I kind of think that shot might not have been the right shot to play. It's easy to say now, but he had a pretty good lie, and I think he could have run it a little easier than playing that shot.
Saw Woosnam do basically the same thing from back there a minute ago, Bob. Just fluff it out of there.
You know, you play a lot of shots from areas where nobody ever walks. And a lot of times it can get awfully hard, and a lot more fluffy than you think it is. And that Woozy had that shot, and Mike had the same situation.
Dave Rummels. You wonder how often Mike Reed can do this. He had great putt for par at 1, a great putt for par at 6, at 8, at 9, and a tremendous putt for a bogey at 16.
Plus the pressure. He's been leading since the first round, or tied for the lead all along, and played 9 holes early this morning to finish the day. It's been a very long day for all of these guys.
Scott Hoke with his own battle for the Ryder Cup team. This for par. Mike Reed. If he pars in, he wins. If he misses this one, it'll be a tie with Payne Stewart with 1 hole left to play.
This is from 15 feet, slightly uphill.
Kind of lonely for him now, isn't it?
Tough situation.
leads the PGA Championship. As Mike Reed, for the first time, lets go of the lead. There's Payne Stewart watching himself on the monitor, and will be a very interested onlooker.
Bears. Excuse me.
And Hook finally in. So Payne Stewart at the moment leading by 1, and will return with more golf action from the 1989 PGA Championship after this message and a word from our ABC station.
We're talking 1, 2.
Mike Reed with a bogey at 16 and a double bogey at 17, surrendering the lead he's held almost from the opening moments of this championship. Now needs birdie here to get into a playoff, a sudden death affair which would begin at the 10th hole. But Payne Stewart with a smashingly strong finish, 31 on the back 9. Birdies at 15, 16, and 18. Is for the moment in the lead. Everybody else is finished. Now let's go down to Roger Twyble.
Okay, thank you very much. And with me on my left, working with us all week, of course, Jim Autry, the Executive Director and CEO of the PGA of America, Gary Shaw, the Secretary, who is right next to him. And as we move on towards the middle of the group, as you saw Gary there, and Rick Smith, the Vice President, who is in the middle, and their beautiful plaid coats. And next to me is Pat Riley, who is the President of the PGA of America. And Pat, a Ryder Cup year, and what an exciting finish we're having.
Yeah, we had excitement from the start and obviously to the finish. Arnold birdies 5 holes in a row, and the electricity was tremendous. Right now we have Mike playing the last hole with a birdie to tie. Possible playoff. We couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, it's been a wonderful week under adverse conditions with the weather and such. All your people have done a tremendous job to get this tournament done.
Thank you, Roger, and they sure have. The Illinois section was outstanding in supporting this event. The Chicago area was very supportive by the galleries and crowds. We're very excited.
The players in the final group are on the fairway at 18, getting ready for their second shots. Let's go back to Jack Whittaker for that.
Thank you very much, Roger. We'll take a station break after these second shots at 18. We'll notify our stations along the line. And Incredible Sunday will be coming up immediately following golf coverage, except in the West Coast, where Incredible Sunday will be seen as scheduled at 7 Pacific time. We're having our own Incredible Sunday here at this PGA Championship, and haven't the 4 major tournaments this year been very theatrical? Every one of them has produced drama, excitement. As Mike Reed now needs birdie here to force a playoff. Here was the putt for par at 17. That would have kept him with a 1-shot lead. It was about a 15-footer, though. That left for a bogey, which would have tied him with Payne Stewart with 1 hole left to play. And oh my, you don't like to see this happen to anybody.
Yeah. First 3 putt of the week.
That's put him in the situation he is now. Needs birdie at 18 to force a playoff. as Payne Stewart watches at the 18th green.
I'm not too sure as who's away here. This is a very peculiar hole in that I know Scott is going to shoot last, but I think that Rummels is going to shoot first out of the right-hand rough. He's got a deep lie, pretty tough shot. About 170 yards, maybe 175. Good smart shot, all he had. It all comes down to this. From about the same distance, from about 175. He's got a 5-iron.
Well, he's not going to miss it. He's not even going to blink.
Right at it.
Oh, brave shot. Woo!
That is absolutely wonderful.
My, oh my.
Now, David, we can tell him before he putts that this ball doesn't break right.
I think that would be only fair, Jack.
Matter of fact, it breaks slightly left. I hope he sees it.
Scott Hoke would like to have birdie here too.
He's about 160. That's left. He doesn't like that one.
We'll be back with more golf action from this PGA Championship after a word from our local station. Drama at Kemper Lakes. Payne Stewart at 12 under. Mike Reed at 11 under with a birdie possibility here at the final hole to force a playoff, which would begin at the 10th hole. Sudden death. What a magnificent shot under the circumstances. Any circumstances, but especially that one for Mike Reed.
If a guy wasn't really tough, mentally tough, you couldn't do that after what he did. He just threw one away at 17.
You know, one of the great things that happened right here on the 18th to Mike after he plays that good shot, he's going to get to look at both Dave Rummels and Scott Hoke's putt, and Scott's right on the same line as Mike is, and I think that he'll probably pick that roll up pretty quick.
Sure, he'll be very interested in what happens to that ball around the hole.
You bet he will.
There's the arena at the moment.
You know, people sometimes don't think we watch what the other players do, but I'll tell you, we watch very closely.
As this man is watching very closely, Payne Stewart.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, Rummels going first. Going to hurt Scott Hoke. That puts Rummels at 10 under.
That putt put Scott out of the Ryder Cup.
That's right. He had to finish clear 5th by himself. Now, even if Scott does make it.
So there are people going over to the 10th hole now in preparation for a playoff. See them? 10th hole just to the left up top of your screen.
Just past the clubhouse there, the other side of the clubhouse, top left.
Now Scott Hoke.
See the ball go left there.
He just said to Mike, I'll finish.
Chris Perry there right behind. Oh, too bad, Scott.
Well, I think a terrific letdown after, you know, he lost his chance to win. He had to be thinking about getting on the Ryder Cup team.
Now, this putt, there's a playoff. If he makes it, if he misses it, Payne Stewart is the 1989 PGA champion. Payne Stewart wins his first major championship. Mike Reed will finish the tie for second with Curtis Strange and Andy Bean. And they're dancing in Springfield, Missouri and Orlando, Florida. Tremendous finish and a disappointing finish for Mike Reed. Payne Stewart with a fantastic 31 coming home here in the final round. A great final major championship of the year, and for all of us here at ABC, we certainly hope you enjoyed it. Once again, Payne Stewart, champion.